Hi guys, welcome to my December videos. This is Pisces Priestess, and for any of those that are new joining my channel, I want to thank you. And I also want to thank you guys for the last time I checked, there was 347 followers, and that is just so amazing to me. Now I'm aware that that's a small number. Some tarot readers have, well, I guess YouTube readers, some YouTube people, YouTubers, they have millions of followers, but I'm in my corner of the world. I'm one person. This is my story, and I can't believe that there are over 300 people who watch my videos and care about my messages, and that to me is just the best thing. I never thought that this would take off so fast, so I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel. It means so much to me. Your comments mean so much, guys. And here I am in December recording the videos for you now. And, part of me can't believe it. Part of me is like, it's December, So, and it is an intense month indeed. We are in Sagittarius season this month. And at the end of the month, we will be entering in Capricorn season. Now, this month is all about, I would say the first half of the month is all about communication. It's all about enlightening truth. It's all about our beliefs. It's all about our higher knowledge. And I say this because we have a third house and a ninth house opposition. Every month we have, the moon has a chance to be full in light, and it has a chance to be completely absent in light. So we call that a full moon and a new moon. The new moon is going to be happening in a few days on the 18th, and it's going to be a new moon in Sagittarius. We had the full moon already. So if you're watching this, we experienced a full moon on the December 3rd. And you guys know me, I like to cover the astrology in my intro videos, and we'll talk a little bit more about some things that apply to the individual signs in the videos. So the first thing that really happened in December was that full moon. That full moon completely changed my life. It was very enlightening. It was a very mutable moon. We always have a mutable moon before we have a cardinal moon. And that's very interesting. I am a mutable sign. The mutable signs are Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius. We're in a mutable season, okay? And it makes sense why mutable would come before cardinal, because mutable signs are all about change. It's all about adaptability. So a lot of people don't realize this, but whatever season we're in, it kind of flows with that kind of change. So when we reach a mutable signs represent the end. We start out with Aries, and then we go, that's a cardinal, and then we go to Taurus, and that's fixed. And then we move to Gemini, and that is mutable. And then there's 3. And then we start again to Cancer, and that will be a cardinal. So we've reached Sagittarius season, and that means that it's like a cycle almost that's ending. And it makes sense that it's mutable, because in order to create action, which is what a cardinal sign would be, and that would be Capricorn energy coming in, we had to initiate change. You can't apply action to something before changing, okay? You have to make the decision to change before you can, make action towards something. So that's how our universe works, and right now it's a time for change. Everybody is changing in so many different ways. You thought that was just in Scorpio season, huh? But it's definitely kicking off here in Sagittarius season. Another thing is, around this time of year, there's a lot of other changes happening as well. We come up on the winter solstice, and that's the shortest day of the year. Very, very powerful day of the year. That would be on the 21st. Some people consider it to be on the 22nd. But I would say the 21st is the winter solstice. Now, we're jumping a little bit ahead. We have a few things happening before that. So we covered the full moon in Gemini. So that was completions, and that's happening in different areas of our life, you guys. I'll talk a little bit about that in the videos here. And then we had a Mercury retrograde on the same day as the Gemini full moon. I'm sure if you watch other readers, they're talking about this as well. It's very interesting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So for Mercury to go retrograde on the same day as a Gemini full moon, very significant. We had that. It's been retrograde for a couple weeks now, week and a half, and it will go back direct on the 22nd, okay? Then, of course, I wanted to mention on the 18th, we have a Sagittarius stellium in the sky. Okay, that's very important in different areas of our life, guys. Very important to know where Sagittarius is for us. For example, for me, a Pisces, Sagittarius is my 10th house. Okay, so that's all about career, it's all about long-term goals, things like that. So it's wise to know where Sagittarius falls in your chart and also in your personal chart. In my personal chart, Sagittarius falls in my 12th house, in my 11th house. So there's going to be a stellium there for me, and well, for us. And what a stellium is when 3 or more planets are coupled together in the sky. So on that day, okay, especially very, very important for Sagittarius, but very important for all of us because we're all under the same universe. We all connected to the same light. And, you know, this is going to be very, very important for us. All about our beliefs, all about higher knowledge, even travel, philosophy. So we're going to have the sun in Sagittarius on the 18th. We're going to have the moon. We're going to have Saturn. We're going to have Venus. And we're also going to have, what is that last planet? Mercury? It might be Mercury. But I know that there are 5 planets. It is Mercury. It is Mercury. Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius until... I know it moves into Capricorn, but it might not move into Capricorn this month. I'm not sure. So it will be Mercury though. I don't have here that Mercury's moving right now. So there's going to be that powerful stellium in Sagittarius. I wanted to mention that to you guys. We had Chiron go direct in Pisces. Very, very important. Moving forward with pain. Whereas before we were dealing with a lot of past pain. So now this is the chance to heal ourselves in the moment. We went back into the past for a really long time to heal past wounds, okay? That's the wounded healer, Chiron. We had Mars enter Scorpio on the 9th. We have a Saturn entering Capricorn. Okay, that is one of the most, I would say one of the most important astrological aspects this month. Okay, we all have Capricorn in a different spot in our chart, you guys, but Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is coming home, all right? I'm going to try my best to do Saturn videos. I think I'm going to schedule them in around, because I never do my videos before around the 15th. I like the month to take its course for a couple months. That way I can work with the energy. I can feel what's already happened. It comes out in my readings. We could talk about what's happening now, and then we can talk about what's gonna happen. So a past, present, and future type of thing. With that being said, I'll probably wait for Saturn to be in Capricorn for about a week. And at the same time, I have a Cap rising, so I believe I'm going to be doing a lot of meditations and just initiations with my ruling planet. So yeah, I'll probably be able to get to those Saturn videos beginning of January, I want to say. Okay, so be on the lookout for my Saturn videos. I'm going to record what I think Saturn means in astrology and what I think Saturn will be doing. We're all going to have our karma shift. Saturn rules is the lord of karma. So, you know, instead of it being in the 9th house of Sagittarius, it's going to move into Capricorn, the 10th house, but it's a different house for all of us. So after that, Saturn moves into Capricorn. I mean, it's like boom, boom, boom. 18th, we have a new moon. 19th, we have Saturn moving into Capricorn. 21st, we have a winter solstice. The sun moves into Capricorn the 21st too. On the 25th, Venus moves into Capricorn. And of course, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, that would be Christmas there. And then we have a happy numerology year. I myself, as an astrologer, I consider the new year to start on March 20th when the sun enters Aries. Yay! That will be that's when the whole universe shifts paradoxes, right? But numerology has a factor here. So instead of 2017, universal year 1, and I should do a whole video on universal year 1. Our universe has these 10-year cycles, right? And 2017 was a brand new cycle. It was a universal year 1. And I'm not hearing a lot of astrologers talking about that. So I might do my best to put out a video soon about that as well. Perhaps at the end of January when we're in a universal year 2. So, you know, we're officially initiating, and we've ended the first chapter to a new cycle, and then we'll be entering chapter 2, universal year 2. Also, I do believe next month we have an Aquarius eclipse. I did put that down here at the bottom, but I believe I will talk about that a little bit more next month. And another thing I didn't put here is around the 19th, when Saturn moves into Capricorn, we're also going to be on the cusp of prophecy, okay? Very powerful cusp. And I believe it would end on the 25th when Venus enters Capricorn. So very powerful month. That was just a little bit of my basic notes. I don't want to make this intro video too long because my videos, guys, are pretty long this month. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the readings that what you can look forward to in my video. So this month I wanted to do a 9-card spread because Sagittarius is the 9th sign. I'm using, I guess I should have got these out before, but I'm using my Indigo Angel deck. I thought that was so beautiful. Sagittarius is such a light sign. You know, they are the mutable fire sign, very, very light sign, very, very light energy. So I'm going to be using my Indigo Angel deck to get the first 9 cards, and then of course I'll be using the original Whiter Ray Tarot. Kind of as clarifiers, but as more so as an extension, just to get a better idea of what the energies have been. I've done a few readings. Sorry guys, my voice is a little cracky, but I've done a few readings already, and they are very powerful, very, very powerful. They're a little bit longer because obviously there's 9 cards, and then I put 9 cards over that, so 9 plus 9 is 18, 8 plus 1 is 9. So I thought that was very beautiful to have some numerology playing. I like to have a theme sometimes, so I have this kind of 18 card spread this month, guys. It's a lot of cards, but it's what do you expect with this? Is kind of what these readings are becoming is kind of an overlook of the whole year. Okay, there's a lot of energy coming up, and it's because I'm a Pisces. You know, I represent the last house of the zodiac. So 12 is a very powerful number for me. You know, I didn't even really realize that, but we're in the 12th month. Spirit works in 12s a lot, and it's because 1 plus 2 is 3, and Spirit works in trinities. So this is a very powerful month numerology wise. The 12th of this month, 12/12, was a very powerful day as well. So we're really, really coming up on the end of a cycle here, guys, and December is what is the symbols behind that. It's kind of symbolic for that. So that's what I'm doing for the readings. And also I want to thank Capricorn and Sagittarius because I was looking, I wanted to start doing kind of some giveaways type of things, making my readings a little special. So I looked, I'm not sure how it is now, but I looked about the beginning of January. I looked at my videos, checked the feedback, and Capricorn had the most likes. Sagittarius had the most views. So I will be pulling an extra card for your guys' reading this month, and it's going to be from the Wisdom of the House of Knights. I figured, you know, that would be a nice, because these cards here really cover some hidden energies. It's all about the night and what's hidden. And since there's so much light going on, you know, it might be nice to know what's behind the scenes. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, thank you so much for liking my videos and for, you know, viewing my videos. It kind of worked out because this is your guys' birthday month, so happy birthday. This is my present to you. And next month we'll see who has the most views and who has the most likes, and I will do something fun with that. Also guys, I am adding sage this month to my videos. I have incense and I have sage. I think incense are a very, very powerful method of honoring the air element and honoring the fire element. Incense are air and fire, and that's exactly what we're dealing with this month, is Sagittarius, a fire sign, and air, Gemini. So I'm working with incense for everybody. That's for all the videos. I thought about maybe having that as my giveaway, like maybe some videos have an incense, but actually I'm just in need. These are very powerful energies this month, guys. I'm tapping into a lot of things behind the scenes. You know, I'm going to get some very powerful messages out here so that we could head into our new year, so we can head into 2018, I should say, with clear intent. There's been a lot that's happened this year. 2017 was an extremely enlightening year for me, and I hope it was for you guys too. Now, enlightening isn't always easy. It can be very hard to wake up to the truth and to see things that you didn't see before. So, excuse me, my throat chakra. But yeah, it can be very, very intense waking up to all these things, and I think we've come a long way. I think it's been extremely transforming, and I'm actually very proud of all of us, especially those of us who went inside, went inwards, and done the work needed. Those people, we're really going to be rewarded this month. We're really going to be rewarded next year, okay? So I do think that that's all, guys. Those are the readings I'm doing. I'm really excited to get the rest of them done. Very, very, very special, powerful messages. And other than that, you guys, we made it. It's the end of the year. I can't believe it. But I hope you have the rest of the, I don't know what time, when you guys are going to be watching this, but I hope you have the rest of the great, I always can't say that part. I hope you have, I hope the rest of your month is great. Okay, this is what I mean. There's a lot of energies. It's a lot to cover, but I'm going to do my best to just, you know, go with the flow. That's what's best for me. And, you know, maybe that will be what's best for you too, especially with all these energies going on here. Okay. I do hope you enjoy your readings this month, and I hope you enjoy your holiday and your new year. And other than that, I will talk to you guys next year. See you later. Aquarius. Aquarius. Hey guys. I got my divine blessings incense going for us. These have been extremely helpful this month. Welcome to your December reading for 2017. And let me just tell you, these readings have been pretty powerful. And up next, I have Pisces. So, you know, I appreciate that, you know, the Aquarius comes before Pisces. And I appreciate my Aquarian Mercury subconscious, I guess. So, just like everyone else, we're going to talk a little bit about astrology first, because I believe this strongly gives me a better idea of what energies may be coming out. It's going to have everything to do with, you know, you're dealing with your 11th house this month. Sagittarius is your 11th house. Leo is dealing with their 11th house as well, and their 5th house. So we have a 5th house, 11th house opposition this month, okay? And that is very, very ironic if you haven't noticed already, because you are the 11th house and Leo is the 5th house. So these are energies that you are pretty familiar with, I would say. Just like if I was going through 12th house energy, which I will be when it's Aquarius season, you know, me and Virgo will be going through 6th and 12th house energy, and that's unique because we're the 12th and 6th house there. So this is all about your 11th house, Aquarius, and you should know that that's all about community. It's all about the groups of people that we work with. It's all about, well, it is the internet. In 2017, we've come such a far way with how we communicate and how we reach out to large groups of people. So it makes sense, doesn't it, that Aquarius would rule the internet, and it would rule, you know, the international World Wide Web is what I'm trying to say. So Aquarius is all about our service to community. It's the humanitarian in us all. It's a, you know, all or one kind of thing, you know, win-win situations. That's all about 11th house, groups of community, things like that. So this is our peers, this is the people we work with, this is people we socialize with. It's also the house of our wishes and our dreams. So we have all that coming up for you with Sagittarius. We're still in Sagittarius energy. And by the way, guys, I am so sorry that these videos are late. I'm just now getting to the Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces video. I just finished Capricorn. I'm doing you, and then I'll do Pisces next. And then I got Wi-Fi today. Okay, it's December 19th. Okay, I'm recording these on a pretty intense day, but I'm loving the energy. The moon is in Capricorn, I believe. If not, it has just passed into Aquarius. Either one I'm good with, because they're both great energies. So back to the astrology. We had a full moon on December 3rd. So we'll talk about what has happened, and then we'll talk about what's happening, and then we'll talk about what we still have to look forward to. So December 3rd, we had a full moon in Gemini, which is your 5th house of pleasure. So, you know, that's pretty interesting. We could have had some certain completions and new beginnings. That's what a full moon symbolizes, is, you know, endings and new beginnings. It's when the moon is completely filled with light. So we could have had there some, you got to think back to the beginning of the month. Things, any new beginnings or completions with, and that's such a big, you know, anything can cause us pleasure, you know, so you really want to think back to that and use your own intuition about, you know, some things that may have occurred that had to do with this full moon in your 5th house of pleasure, you know, endings and completions there. At the same time as that full moon, interesting enough, we had a Mercury retrograde in your 11th house. Okay, we are still, it's the 19th. Mercury is retrograde for a few more days. It goes back direct on the 22nd. So don't worry, any energies that you may, you know how Mercury is, there's technological communication errors, all these silly things that happen with Mercury retrograde. Mercury, instead of moving forward slowly, it stops and to Earth, it looks like it's moving backwards. So our minds, Mercury rules the mind, Mercury rules Gemini, so it was really interesting to have that full moon in Gemini, and then Gemini's ruling planet going retrograde on the same day. Very, very significant. So at the time that completions and new beginnings were happening in your 5th house of pleasure, we had Mercury go retrograde and back into the past in your 11th house. So this is people you know. This is groups. This is people at work, people at school, your friends, your family, your peers, where you live in a community, work you do to help your community. Very, very broad energies that can play themselves out in our lives in very different ways. We'll be moving forward. Mercury will still be in Sagittarius, your 11th house, but we'll be moving forward the 22nd on. So instead of going back into the past and dealing with all these things, you know, we will be moving forward instead of going back into the past and not having clarity, things like that. So let's see here. Other than that 11th house energy retrograde, so just to add there, we do have the sun. It's gonna move into your 12th house, so that'll be interesting, Aquarius. 12th house energy is very, very intense there, all about your subconscious, but that's a little bit about next month. We'll talk about that in January. The sun is in your 11th house. Okay, the 11th house, we talked about what that might mean for you as an Aquarius. Very important for you as an Aquarius because it is your house. So, okay, the sun is there making you aware of all kinds of things. And we had a stellium yesterday in your 11th house. We had the moon there, we had the sun there, which means there's a new moon. The moon was in the sky. It was hidden in the sky. 1 second, Aquarius. I'm sorry. I'll be right back, guys. And that is what I mean by Mercury retrograde. But, you know, I'm going to tell you something real quick. Honestly, you're going to probably Aquarius rules electronics, okay? Do you guys know what Tamagotchis are? I got a battery. They're maybe some of my older viewers, you guys might have kids who liked Tamagotchis. Well, I had an old one, okay, and I did some unpacking last week, and I found my old Tamagotchi, so I went out and got a battery for it, and, you know, these things don't turn off. So they're basically these little keychain thingies, and they're virtual pets, okay? They don't turn off. They don't ever turn off unless the battery dies. Well, I've been recording videos for the past, I don't know, several hours. My videos are about 2 hours long, so get ready for about a 2-hour long video of information. Well, anyway, it's kind of funny because I named my pet. I have a Tamagotchi. I named it Aqua. And I made it an Aquarius. I believe I made because you can make their birthdays up. You can make their birthdays. You can name them. And I had my pet, so Aqua just needed me. It kept going off during the Aquarius. I don't know if you could hear it, but it was in the living room. Kept going off. Checked the thing. It had used the bathroom all over its tank. Needed to get they get sick, so you have to take it to the doctor. I'm not gonna do that again, but I just didn't want it to die, honestly, so I just went to check it because I haven't checked it. I didn't check it the whole Capricorn video, and it's been a while, so it's probably super unhappy and super hungry, but I ain't got the time. I gotta do this Aquarius video, but I thought it was cool because you guys rule electronics and virtuality. And it's named, I have an Aquarius Tamagotchi, so that's just really something funny there, I guess. But okay, so where was I? I think I was talking about the new moon in Sagittarius stellium in your 12th house. I believe I was talking about that. So the new moon is the opposite of a full moon. The new moon is more so thinking forward to the future, which is a beautiful Aquarius energy. You know, and it just so happens that I shuffled my deck and I have the Aquarius card right here for you guys. So I checked before the video. I'm like, okay, let me clear these energies for Aquarius. Speaking of energy, my incense went out for you guys. So I'm just going to light that back up and get this It smells very beautiful. If you didn't see in my intro video, because some of you might have wanted to fast forward through that, this is divine blessings here. So we definitely have some divine blessing energy coming for you, coming out through for you. And I definitely saged before this energy too. But going back to the star card, I was talking about the future and, you know, setting intent for the future. That is all about your guys' energy. The star card is definitely someone who's preparing for the future and also honoring the past. So we see those two, you know, water bearer things there. She's pouring water out into the future, into the past. So, you know, that's a lot of what's going on. We just had a new moon yesterday. So that new moon could have very well brought up some new ideas for you, new projects, and this is happening in your 11th house. So this is new projects, new ideas, new thoughts, and I don't know, it's the expansion of your 11th house. So anyone that you're meeting, any new friends that you may have, or even if they're coming or going, just know that with, you know, we're going to talk soon about Saturn, because Saturn moved into Capricorn today. So Saturn did move into your 12th house, you guys, and I'm just saying that because you are traditionally ruled by Saturn. You guys are also, you know, your main ruler is Uranus, which I want to add is going direct on January 2nd. And I was watching the Leo King, and I received that information from him. So I had to make sure that I mentioned that in your guys' video this month, because that is very, very important. I know when Neptune went direct, I think it went direct this month sometime, or maybe last month, but it just feels better, you know, and I feel sorry for Gemini and Virgo, because Mercury is like one of the main planets that astrologers talk about going retrograde, so it puts a lot of energy into Mercury retrograde. Plus, it rules our mind, so it's kind of intense when Mercury goes retrograde. Uranus rules, you know, Uranus is the only planet that spins on its side this way. Instead of moving how the other planets do, it actually rotates on its side. So that's why Aquarius rotates, or Aquarius dances to the beat of their own drum. You know, you're very unique and interesting aliens. So part of that is because you're ruled by Uranus, but some of that is because you're ruled by Saturn as well. So, you know, Uranus is going to be moving into, it's been in Aries, it's retrograde in Aries, so there could be some sort of, if any of you are feeling like you can't self-express, like you can't express yourself, it's because Uranus is retrograde in Aries. So maybe when that goes direct here in January, that's something to look forward to, guys. I know a lot of you are going through a really tough time mentally, and we'll see here what your reading brings up, but I just feel your guys' energy. I have the liberty of being close with a few Aquarius individuals, and, you know, I'm not sure if it's the retrograde this month or if it's, you know, the shift of 2017 going into 2018, but I just, maybe it's the South Node is what I just heard. I heard something say, it's the South Node. So I just want to send you guys some positive energy, because I was the South Node last year, and my God, it's the most challenging thing. Just know that everyone is learning from you collectively. So it's important to stay strong, and for you, most of all, to honor that Leo energy as your opposite sign, okay? It could really benefit you to kind of learn from Leo energy just as they could learn from you, all right? So let's get back to the astrology here. So we had that new moon, new beginning. Well, not necessarily new beginnings. That's more so what happened on the 3rd. But on the 18th, yesterday, I mean, there was a major shift yesterday. I felt a major shift. We had a stellium in Sagittarius. So in your 11th house of humanity and community, we had the sun, your awareness. We had the moon, what you feel inside. We had Venus, our attraction and desire, and pleasure. That's what Venus. So we have all these energies, and we had Mercury, your thoughts and communication. And we had Saturn, karma. All 5 of those planets were in Sagittarius at the time of this new moon. So new intent, new projects and ideas were all a part of this energy. You know, there were completions and new beginnings with this specific moon because of when it's happening. It happened right before Saturn moved away. Saturn was at the tail end. It's like unbelievable. I've been waiting for this moment. Every astrologer has been waiting for this moment for so long, waiting for December 19th. Like, I've had this in my head for so long, like December 19th, December 9th. It's something they've been talking about for years. Saturn takes 3 years to move, so I guess we should just move on and talk about that, because nobody cares about Mars and Scorpio, right? Just kidding. Some of us do, okay, but we're not going to talk about that too much. If you have any questions about that, you can comment below, and I'd love to go into further detail about Mars in your 10th house. I will say that. So just, I would watch some aggression. I'm too late. We're already at the end of December, basically. Beginning of the month, around the 8th and 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, you guys could have really been dealing with some aggression in the career, okay, specifically from Scorpios. But, okay, let's move on from that. Talk a little bit about Saturn moving into Capricorn. Next month, I'm going to be doing Saturn videos. I'm going to be sitting down and talking with each zodiac sign about what I believe Saturn is going to be doing for the next 3 years for you guys. I do have a Capricorn rising, and I do have Saturn directly on my sun. So I was born with Saturn, I mean directly at 14 degrees, Sun and Saturn, Pisces. So I know Saturn energy quite well. And I'm going to be explaining that in greater detail. So I'm not going to spend too much time this month, because these videos are literally 2 hours long with my intro included. So I want to, talk about what's most important, and then get into your tarot part of the reading. And of course you guys can fast forward if you'd like. So Saturn and Capricorn, this is very important, and I really want to talk to you guys because it's moving into your 12th house. So that has everything to do with your subconscious. It has everything to do with, and this is for Aquarius rising as well. If you have an Aquarius rising, chances are you have either an Aquarius 12th house or a Capricorn 12th house. So you really want to look in your chart and see where Capricorn energy is, because Saturn's going to be transiting through that. It's all about karma. It's all about restrictions, all about boundaries, responsibilities, limits. Saturn, okay? That's going to be going into your house of spirituality, your house of... The 12th house is actually the house of karma. Most people believe that, because it's the end, right? So you're going to want to finish up your karma before you go into Aries and start again, right? And before you're reborn, Pisces symbolizes that kind of subconscious spiritual karma. So you are going to have Saturn there, but we're going to talk about that next month. So be on the lookout for my Saturn videos. Probably upload them around the 2nd week of January, I want to say. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. We have the winter solstice on the 21st. Sun moves into Capricorn the 20th. Venus moves into Capricorn on the 25th. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays for everyone else. And then, of course, we have the new year, the numerical new year. And then, yeah, we already talked about your ruling planet going straight, going direct next month. That'll be very helpful. Just hang in there, guys. It'll be forward thinking. And we have Uranus moving into Taurus in 2018. We do have an Aquarius. I believe there's an Aquarius eclipse next month. I had that as a side note down here. So I just kind of wanted to mention that in your video. But I'll touch more on that next month, okay? That seems about it for the astrology part. Now, unfortunately, I know you're going to miss me. I'm going to miss you too. But I'm going to lower the camera and move it over so that you can see your... Oh, great. The charger fell out. I'm just going to have to keep an eye on this. And then if I see my computer dying, then I'm going to have to... Mercury, do not do it. Do not ruin this Aquarius video, please. Please, Mercury. Please, Mercury. I have Mercury in Aquarius, so you shouldn't. I also have Venus in Aquarius, so I have a lot of Aquarius energy, guys. And I hope there's enough light. I hope you can see. There's some... Oh, that was me causing the shadow. I'm like, there's some sort of shadow. It's definitely me. Okay, now you guys can probably see. So, Spirit, this is the Aquarius video. I do want to contact the Ascended Masters, the love and light, the higher angels in the sky, of course the aliens, since we're doing the Aquarius video. Please be a part of this reading today, and please allow clarity for Aquarius. Please allow me to tap into their energy for the month of December 2017 for Aquarius. What's going on for Aquarius? December 2017, tapping in. So guys, the first row is more so how December started, okay? But please keep in mind that energy is fluid.
that means that the cards that come up first can also apply to the ending of the month. The cards that come up in the middle can apply to the beginning. You know what I mean? It's whatever applies. I just want to tap into your energetic field, you know, quantumly, so that I can relay to you very, very special and relatable messages. So I'm just going to do a little bit more shuffling here, and then we can get your cards going for you. So what's going on with Aquarius? Let's dive deep energetically into the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so first card coming out is you are understood. So some of you may be feeling misunderstood, especially at the beginning of December, but I'm seeing that this is going to play out all throughout December. So just know that the angels are letting you know that you are, in fact, understood. So that's your first card out, meaning that it's very, very important. So this is for Aquarius. What else can we talk to Aquarius about the last month of 2017, December? What else is Aquarius experiencing? Okay, wow, this happened for another reading. So we have physical outlet. And we had some cards fall out here. I'm just going to check something real quick. I'm not really sure. Some of you may not be getting out into nature as much as you might want to. If you live in Michigan or some other place in the world that's cold as hell, I definitely understand. I don't typically do reversals, but after my Capricorn reading, I must have put in some cards backwards. But I did have learned something new, and oh, my alarm's going off. You know, something always tries to interfere with Aquarius's readings. So I'm going to try to focus. I'm actually going to remove physical outlet as well, okay? Because I want to focus and make sure what comes out is really meant for you guys. So nature did come up upside down. So that is spirit telling me that some of you really do need to connect with planet Earth more, especially as aliens, you guys. Come on now. Connect with planet Earth. And you might need some sort of physical outlet. I actually had a premonition about this card coming out for you when I was talking about dancing to the beat of your own drum, because we see here that this lady has created a physical outlet for herself of dancing. And we can have a physical outlet in many different ways: art, music, writing, but she's chosen to dance to the beat of her own drum. So some Aquariuses out there may be dancing or creating some type of physical outlet for themselves. You know, there's a lot of energy right now that we're experiencing, and physical outlet has actually came up for a lot of the signs. So Spirit, I will be using all of the cards that fly out now for the Aquarius reading, just to be sure. So if one of those cards was for Aquarius, please have it pop out again. And I'm sorry there, if I'm just trying to trust my intuition, Spirit, so please do create that relationship with me. Okay, share your wisdom. Now that sounds more like an Aquarius, because you guys are wise beyond belief. So there's some sort of wisdom that you have, probably from the South Node, probably from the galactic center. Ooh, and it is time to create. So some of you, that physical outlet may very well be an artistic outlet, and others of you are just creating something. And we'll get to explaining what these cards could mean for you this month in December. But I'm seeing here that you're very wise, you're very understood. You know, learn something new. This came up for the Leo video, so you and Leo are definitely, you know, kind of sharing some nodal energies between the South and the North Node there. So pretty cool. Although Leo, the card came up in the middle for them, and it's coming up here for you guys there, and kind of the beginning of, kind of right now. This is where we are right now, the middle of December. And then down here will be more so the future, okay? So let's see, what else can we talk to Aquarius about? All right, well, we did have Expression and Archangel Michael come out. Archangel Metatron. I'm not going to use these for your readings, though, because they kind of slid over, and I kind of picked them up to see what they were. So I am seeing that some of you need to express to the archangels this month, especially if you're into that kind of thing. You need to express. Oh, wow. Well, okay. Archangel Metatron is definitely for your guys' reading. And it's coming up in the middle. So we'll read about what that means in the book, because it just kind of plopped out again, and Spirit was like, hey, Now, damn it, I said Archangel Metatron. That is a Virgo energy for those of you who may be dealing with a Virgo. I guess we'll see. So let's focus here. All right, what else is Aquarius dealing with in the month of December 2017? So let's choose some relatable cards, tap into that Aquarian nature, to that an Aquarian. Okay, we have an apology. Leo got this card in the same position. So some of you may be dealing with a Leo. You might want to check the Leo video out, because for the Leo video, there was some sort of breakup and then get back together towards the end of the month. So, you know, guys, sometimes as opposite signs, we go through similar energies. So you might want to check that out. So, okay. We're headed into the ending of the month and the beginning of the new year. And we have stay. So that is very interesting for those of you who may be resonating with the Leo reading. You know, there's some type of an apology, and then there's stay coming up right after that. So, ooh, Aquarius, what's going on? Let's see. We need 2 more cards for Aquarius, preferably one at a time, Spirit. What could best explain their energy and the energy that they're dealing with this month? What is Aquarius is dealing with energetically? Let's tap into some of that universal energy for Aquarius. Angel messages for the end of December for Aquarius 2017, please. We're just getting the last 2 cards for you guys to kind of sum up the month. We have compassion. This came out for Capricorn as well. So it seems to me that you're staying in some sort of compassionate relationship, because I see 2 people in both these cards, but we'll explain here. So let's get one last card. How's the month of December looking for Aquarius? How is the month of December ending? What energy are we ending on? This is kind of like the last day of December for me, this card. It's kind of like the ending of the month. Okay, so let's get an accurate card. What could best explain the end of 2017, December for Aquarius energy? What? Oh my gosh. Aquarius, look what just came out for you. No freaking way. We have divine timing and divine purpose. That just gave me chills. Sometimes these cards come out in the same reading, but I've never had them come out at the same time. That was super magical. So without a doubt, I'm going to use these both for your energy. Aquarius is just special. You know, I don't know, Spirit just did that for you. Told you that there was divine blessings in this reading with the incense. At the bottom of the deck, we do have dreams. So this is, you know, dreams. This is daydreams. This is subconscious messages, okay? This could be you preparing for that Capricorn energy. And actually, Capricorn energy is starting in a couple of days. So the sun is going to be moving into your 12th house very soon in the next couple of days. And it's important to pay attention to your dreams anytime there's a 12th house energy. I'm a Pisces. I am a 12th house energy. And I can tell you right now that I sometimes receive profound messages and symbology in my dreams. So this is an underlying energy for you. At the end of your reading, we will relate this energy to everything on the table. So we do have that coming up, Aquarius. Now, let's get 9 more cards. Oh, right away we had the 10 of Cups come out. So, yep. 10 of Cups on you are understood. So you are understood emotionally, Aquarius. You are understood. I'm feeling some type of energy shift right now. Okay, let's see here. We have the 9 of Wands, the King of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. So I think this is just a separate message. I'm not going to use these for your reading, but this is coming out for some Aquarius. This may be this Leo energy we're talking about. Some of you are feeling very passionately guarded. This could be feeling guarded during Sagittarius season, during all month. This is talking about whenever there's a 9 energy, it's not quite 10, right? It's very close to a completion, but not quite yet. So it's interesting that this is coming up for the first week when we had the full moon. This is like Mercury retrograde. Like you thought it was all over, but you have one more battle. So this could be the month of December for some of you, because when you look up this card, if you look up the Nine of Wands, the definition talks about someone who's been through a lot. Like you can see that he's limping. He's using some type of staff to keep himself sturdy. He has he's like mentally wounded. You see that kind of ace bandage around his head? Well, he's like mentally wounded, dude. His brain hurts. So some of you could be really like overthinking and experiencing some mental anxiety. And you could be on guard, you know, like what the fuck's next? You know, like it's just one thing after another. So what's next? You know, you guys like to be prepared. So you do feel energy. So Sagittarius season could have felt a lot like the Nine of Wands for you guys, like one battle after another, one battle after another. But Spirit is telling me that, you know, December is that last battle for this completion anyways. There's always going to be more battles, but for this specific reading and for this year, you know, December is that last kind of challenge and lesson. And you can apply the King of Wands energy to this Nine of Wands, because the King of Wands, you know, he deals with wands very well. He's very sturdy, he's very passionate, he's in control of his passionate urges, he's in control of his passionate decisions. That's why you see him here holding on to this wand. So I see part of you, or some of you, holding on to a wand for a nervous, guarded reason. But some of you are really maintaining your composure like the King of Wands. You're really letting this fire energy, you know, I guess submerge you. And, you know, you're trying to make passionate, intellectual decisions. That might be why your head is hurting, because you're thinking about a lot. And it's because here, you know, we don't not only have your head hurting, but you've literally pulled this blindfold down over your eyes, like, you know, fuck it, you know, I just can't quit thinking about this person, place, or thing. So, you know, you're becoming mentally trapped. So you want to be careful, because these are two very similar energies. You know, it's kind of like there's a passionate prison. Some of you are feeling imprisoned about a fire sign or some type of fiery individual, or just some type of passionate fiery battle. And others of you are just feeling completely bound and completely blindfolded and confused about a situation where you're avoiding your emotion. When I see the Eight of Swords, I know for sure that the person I'm talking to is avoiding their emotion, because her feet are purposely out of the water. So I am seeing something here about water, maybe a water sign or water energy, that you're just trying to avoid because it makes you feel mentally trapped and it makes you feel guarded. So you're just completely, you know, disregarding the emotional aspect of the universe right now in order to maybe maintain this kind of King of Wands. Because the King of Wands, you know, he's more so passionate than he is emotional. He has passionate emotions, but, you know, passion is a little bit different. So that's probably why you're seeing here avoiding emotion. This is a mental prison, Aquarius. This is an air energy. This is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, you know, or just your own thoughts, you know, being lost, or, you know, the lack of mental clarity. But, you know, this is a mental prison. And like I always say, you know, it's harder to be in a mental prison than it is to be in an actual prison. Like, I would literally rather go to a real prison than be stuck inside my own head. It's not as easy as some tarot readers explain it. Like, oh, just take the blindfold off your head, you'll be fine. You're doing this to yourself. Well, you know, somebody else might be doing this to me too. You know, I don't read this card like a lot of people read it, probably because I'm a water sign. But I am seeing here that there may be some sort of gain. I know it's hard, Aquarius, because I do see that you guys are a little bit on guard the beginning of December throughout this month. Something has made you feel betrayed or on guard, or like it's potentially dangerous for you. It could potentially hinder your passion, hinder your intellect, you know, his mind. I'm seeing here that a lot of you, your brains really hurt. Like, there's a reason this is sticking out to me, this patch. You know, some of you are trying to heal your mind. That's why you've put a bandage on it. That's what we do. We put a bandage on things that are broken or hurt or wounded. So you're going through some mental wounds right now, possibly from the past, because Mercury retrograde, and you're trying to handle it in a passionate way, I'm seeing. Okay, but I do see that you're stuck in your head. You've now, instead of just your head hurting, it's your whole body. It's completely taken over you. But I'm being led to say here that there's some sort of benefit here. You know, if you were just to get, you think that this energy means to stay out of your emotions, right? But it doesn't, Aquarius. the next battle you may be fighting, this kind of last battle that the universe is telling me about for you, it could be an emotional one. It could be a mental one. In fact, I'm seeing more so that it's a mental one, but emotions can be mental as well. There's this kind of energy here where avoiding your emotions gets you stuck in your head. Avoiding and what is it? Bottling up your emotions, preventing your emotions creates this kind of mental prison, because when feelings aren't intellectual, okay? And I say that because feelings, you know, usually make a person come off mentally unstable, or if you're not, you know, very intellectual towards your emotions, and this lady's trying to be. This is an energy who's trying to be all in her head about a situation that actually requires a bit of emotion. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say here, and I'm being asked to move on. I don't know if I just hit some sort of button there with you, but I'm literally being asked to move on. But I do want to show you this. At the bottom of the deck, we have even more pain. I'm sorry, Aquarius. And also the awareness of subconscious pain. So this is when the sun enters Capricorn. You know, the sun is all about awareness. This is an abundant energy, and it's mixed with this is abundance and happiness and prosperity, sunshine, warmth, love, light, mixed with, you know, a rather dark, painful ending there. But I love the Ten of Swords because, you know, and here we have another person who didn't quite make it to their emotions, just like the Eight of Swords, and then now we have the Ten of Swords. But this is happiness after pain. So just know that if you're an Aquarius experiencing, and I did just pull the Judgment card, okay, had to show you guys that. So there's some type of second chance or something, and we did see an apology in your reading and some sort of decision to stay. So just know that at the beginning of December, or throughout December, you know, if you experience this kind of Ten of Swords, this is also a mental energy. This could be mental pain, you know, this could have something to do with having multiple options, because I just pulled the Seven of Cups. I did just pull the Leo card, so I did feel that this was about a Leo because Leo is ruled by the sun. So this is a Leo energy. There's some sort of pain completing there. And if you pay attention there, you know, it's not all dark in the Ten of Swords. We do have that light shining through. So this is the light trying to shine through towards a painful completion. But, you know, just know that this guy does get up again. You know, after these swords, after he heals, he does find the strength to begin again, and he finds his sunlight. You know, this is two very sunshiny cards, and it, you know, in order sometimes to feel this new beginning of energy, we do have to go through, you know, completions in different areas of life. So I do hope that that was helpful for someone out there who needed to hear that. But let's continue on with your reading. You know, that has happened a lot in my readings this month. There'll be cards that, I think it's the incense. I think it's just, you know, I don't know, I might be spiritually growing or something, because Spirit showed me a lot of additional messages for the signs. I think this is just an important time. That's why my videos are, that's why my videos are a bit longer. We do have the Eight of Pentacles. Share your wisdom, Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, that was just an additional message there for you. But now we'll get into your actual cards. So what is Aquarius creating in the beginning of December throughout December 2017? We have time to create. So what is the advice for what it is exactly that they should create? What the hell? Alright, well that's very interesting, Aquarius. We'll get to that. I might need your guys' energetic help explaining that, because, what? I might need to pull another card for that or something, especially because there's two cards down here. Time to create, Seven of Swords. That's very, very interesting. Alright, well, okay, okay, new beginning coming, learn something new. And that comes out with the Learn Something New card. Okay, so very, very awesome. Now, the middle of your reading, the center of your reading, what can we put with Archangel Metatron? Of course. Of course, Aquarius, we have some rather intense energies coming out for you. I'm honored to interpret this message for you. Okay, why is apologize on the table? What is this apology about in the middle of December? So right now, some sort of apology coming in for Aquarius, and what can we say about that? What's an energy that we can relate that energy to? And I just seen the Ten of Swords again. So someone might be apologizing for an abundance of pain. Others of you might be, and that's interesting. These cards came out for Capricorn. These exact cards came out for Capricorn at the end of their reading. So some of you maybe, I don't know. I'm going to keep these here because I believe that they go with your reading. And I just like to flow. And I do see that they came out together. So, all right, we'll just go with it, Aquarius. I'm sure you don't mind. There's always a message somewhere. There's always a reason for something. Okay, we have a message coming out that I don't believe. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, no, it's not. Let's just see something real quick here. So, stay, compassion, divine timing. All right. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. Now they're still in order. I did think that that might be for the end of your reading, but I'm just going to explain this to someone who needs to hear it, and then we'll get the rest of your cards. So we have Death and the Ten of Wands. Now, this is a transformation immediately. I see the death of certain burdens in your life, which is great, Aquarius. You definitely don't want to be doing all the work. You definitely don't want to feel overburdened, especially around this intense of a time. All right? So, you know, some of you may be making the decision to stay with a Scorpio. I do see that because that did come up for right here, and I felt that that might have been for some of you. So I have stay. So you want to stay in a place of transformation. Some of you are being asked to stay a certain way and not transform. That might cause some issues. Other than that, Scorpio is coming up for your guys' reading. And some of you may be even feeling burdened with a Scorpio. You know, maybe an over amount of passion and no real grounding. Maybe there's no change. Maybe you're just doing all the work in a certain Scorpio relationship, and you know, it's like you really want to transform. So there's certain things about this relationship that you're going to let die, and you're going to be reborn because of that. Others of you, I just see that this is the death of a certain burdening situation. This is the death of you doing all the work and not having anything in return from a certain person, place, or thing. Others of you are just going through a transformation and a completion, because this is the death card with the Ten of Wands. So this is a fiery completion. This is Sagittarius completions. This could be like a Jupiter completion, because Jupiter is in Scorpio, and Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius. So Jupiter in your let's see. Jupiter in your 11th house, obviously, could be really transforming, you know, the work that you do in the communities that you're a part of, the work that you do with other people. This is about working with other people. Some of you may work with other Scorpios, and maybe they don't really hold their own weight or something like that. I'm not sure, Aquarius. This seems like it can go a lot of different ways. But for now, I'm just going to say that this is a completion, which causes a transformation. This is a very, very strong, passionate, fiery transformation that takes place in Sagittarius season. You know, fire, so it makes sense. And we do have the Two of Cups with the Four of Pentacles. So some of you are really holding on tight to a Leo or a water sign. I say Leo because I see the lion here at the top. Others of you are just holding on tight to the strength of you and another person's union, which doesn't have to be a bad thing, Aquarius. It really depends on you. But I'm not going to lie. I'm always going to keep it honest with you. I do feel that someone out there needs to know that you're being asked to let go of a water sign. Okay, actually a lot of Aquariuses are letting go of water signs because you just feel overburdened. You know, there's no passion. There's only passion on your side. Instead of there being passion intertwining from both of your guys' cups, some of you are just have all the passion on one end, and the other person just feels dead on the inside, and there's no real transformation. So some of you are really feeling burdened by either a fire sign or a water sign. So I'm seeing fire and water and earth for you. So I guess you guys just don't really want an air sign, huh? Some of you could be with air signs. Keep in mind that this doesn't have to be a fire sign. It can just be someone who's really passionate, or perhaps the passion in a relationship is transforming. I do see passion completing here and moving to the next level. So some of you are in really passionate, strong relationships, and you may be holding on to them because of that. Some of you may be really grounded, okay? You know, but for real though, I do see this as holding on way too tight. This is a holding on, this is attachment. Some of you are attached to a Leo or a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And others of you, it doesn't have to be any sign at all. It's just a feeling. Some of you in December are really, really focused on the value of a relationship that you want to create. Okay, and the universe does know that you're understood with this Ten of Cups up here. You're understood. A lot of you really do. You're really lonely, and you really do want so badly to hold on to either someone you already know or a situation that you haven't experienced yet. Some of you just really want to be loved, and you really want to be with someone who's passionate and loving and caring and emotionally understanding and just soft. You want a balanced relationship emotionally. You know, the Two of Cups is, I mean, it also is a decision. A lot of people don't read the Two of Cups like that, but some of you may need to choose between a water sign or a Leo and a water sign. Some of you might want a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces, but you might have to choose between a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and a Leo, because I see that there's some intertwining here going on. So in some cases that's good, in other cases it might not be. And it's up to you to decide if it's good or bad to be holding on to this. Some of you are holding on to the strength of a union, you know, and we do have stay here. So it might be a good thing that some of you hold on, but you're going to really have to use your own intuition here, because honestly, I'm getting a rather concerning vibe. It's just the first message I'm getting. So the majority of you, there's like 5 of you who actually are in good relationships, and you need to hold on tight and get through it with them. But for the majority of you, you're holding on to something. Perhaps this is with a person that it's like the Two of Cups in disguise or something like that. So make sure that you're not holding on too tight or attaching. Make sure this is a connection, not an attachment. Okay, because this is a connection. A connection is when energy is flowing back and forth between 2 circuits, like an electric outlet. But attachment is where one person is attached and the other person is just sucking the energy from the other. So you really want to know the difference here between attachment and connection. Connection, good. Attachment, not so much. And then, you know, for those of you who are letting go of relationships, you have love coming in. And, you know, I'm not exactly sure when this is going to happen, because this isn't a card that we're laying out in your reading. But this is an emotional offer. And this is an offer of love for some of you. For others of you, this is just an offer of emotion. This is the Pisces card. The Knight of Cups is a Pisces card. We have the fish here. So there could be a rather protected Pisces actually offering you a bit of emotion at some point in this relationship. And perhaps that's what you were waiting on. Perhaps that's why the universe wants you to stay, because that's something coming up at the end of December here. But you may have other options by that time, and you're like, you know, like it might be a water sign that passionately apologizes to you guys, and you know, they may have hurt you. They may have something to do with that Ten of Swords. And you know, Aquarius, you guys handle pain very interestingly. You detach yourself emotionally when you didn't even really offer that much emotion to begin with. Remember the Eight of Swords? And for some of you, I was going to say that maybe there was a certain individual who lacked emotion in your relationship, friendship, whatever, and that caused you to be very mentally blocked all on your own. Like, Aquarius needs assistance. And I know that because I have an Aquarius Mercury and an Aquarius Venus. So in my relationships, passionate decision coming up. So in my relationships, because I have a Venus Aquarius, I really do need that. I need people to be emotional with me so that I can have emotional clarity. If you're not emotional with me, I'm not going to know really what to do. So, okay. I'm not sure if this is for your reading or if it's just a side message, so I'm not going to use it because the cards will come back out if they're meant for you. Some of you do have an emotional decision. It's interesting. I feel like this is what is coming up for what we just talked about with all the Knight of... So when the Knight of Cups comes in with a love offer or whatever, you're going to be really at a crossroads, okay? This is someone who's avoiding their emotions again. This is an air energy, so this is your energy, Aquarius. Around the crescent moon, which is right now, the moon is probably becoming crescent form. The light is beginning to show. And, you know, you've turned your back on the emotion. You were really in a deep sea, so no wonder you were shown avoiding your emotion. It's because you have a lot of emotion. And you feel a lot of different ways about things right now, kind of at a crossroad. Emotions are a bit rocky come the middle ending of December. And it's probably because someone was playing games with you. You know, a lot of us are lacking mental clarity right now. So not everybody handles that as well as, you know, the more intellectual of us. But you have the Ace of Wands here to help you kind of create the fire needed to get in. And you are blindfolded again here. So instead of... This is so similar to the Eight of Swords card. So similar. But then I just pulled the King of Swords and the World card and the Knight of Swords. So, you know, there is something coming up here, guys. But I do think that you should just allow yourself to feel a little bit. Because I think, and this is advice from a Pisces now, I do think feeling a little bit will lighten up the mood. You know, you don't want to pretend that you're... Remember my last video last month? Aquarius has feelings too. Aquarius has feelings too. A lot of them, actually. So here you are blindfolded again. You're not seeing something clearly. You're not emotionally or mentally clear. So you're at a crossroads. But you can use the Ace of Wands to help you make that decision after some sort of truth comes in with the Page of Swords that I just saw. So, alright, let's focus here so we know that the cards are for Aquarius. We need 4 more cards, or 3, I guess. It depends on what Spirit wants to give us. So, okay, well, we got 4 cards. So, in one of them is your card. So, here we go. We have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Star card, and we have the Ace of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. So, this is victory. This is emotional... Ooh. This wanted to come out. The King of Wands, the Page of Cups. You see how that's happening? I'm not doing that. That's just happening. So I'm not sure what that meant, but I was just explaining there. So this might be newfound emotion or some type of... I do see this as a conversation with a Pisces happening. So there's some type of underlying energy. If it's not a Pisces, it's a water sign. That's my card for communication with an intuitive figure. Okay, but there might be some up and down emotions involved here, Aquarius. Anyway, we have the Chariot. Some of you may be dealing with a Cancer or a very, very emotional person. Some of you may have Cancer energy. It really depends on you as an individual. But I see there's an underlying energy of emotional victory and balance between the light and the dark. So we will get to that very soon. There is a Cancer moon next month in January. So yeah, that is a very, very underlying energy right now. So before I start, just for precautions, I'm gonna make sure that my computer is plugged in because I ain't got no time to be playing no games. Okay, Aquarius, let's get this reading interpreted for you. Alright, so we're starting the December, and remember, these energies can play themselves out anyway. So we're starting out with You Are Understood. I'm feeling like a lot of you didn't really feel that understood in the beginning of December. Because I feel like this card comes out for people who don't feel understood. So I feel like beginning of December, maybe throughout the whole month of December, you could have been feeling a lack of understanding. There could be a lot of misunderstandings you're going through. You know, you could be feeling rather alone. This lady here seems to have a melancholy energy to me. What do you think? But we have this beautiful unicorn, which is so Sagittarius. So we had magical energy surrounding you, Aquarius. And that could have been a slight uplifting energy that you were able to feel. But at the same time, you know, your head's still hanging low. You still feel a bit lost. You still feel a bit misunderstood. But Spirit is telling me that you are understood. And they do hear your wishes, wants, and prayers. So don't lose hope, Aquarius. A lot of the bullshit that has happened the past month, 2 months, 3 months, the past 3 years even, a lot of those energies are shifting finally. So there were certain restrictions in our life. Saturn has moved. So there's a different part of our chart that is being restricted now. There's a different part of our chart that has boundaries and karma. Okay, so where, you know, when karma is in a certain place, you guys are karma, you guys are the South Node right now. So when karma is in a certain place in our life, it's like it causes certain things and it stops certain things. It's certain delays and things like that happen. So just know that, you know, you guys are very mental air signs. So I think some of you have been going through such difficulty and such sadness that you actually, you know, we did see the Eight of Swords, a woman who was bound and mentally blocked. We did see the Ten of Swords. We did see the Two of Swords. A lot of blindfolding going on there. So I think that as the month moves on, just trust me. Trust Pisces Priestess. I would never lie to you, Aquarius. I feel like some of you need to know that happiness is on the way. You know, maybe sometimes when things are bad for so long, you just kind of feel like, all right, and you guys usually try to accept things. You guys are very mental. So sometimes you can even accept really bad, harsh energies. Like you guys are the type to accept the Ten of Swords mentally. That's the intellectual thing to do, right? If someone's hurting you, you just mentally accept it. Yeah, you're going through pain. Yeah, you're going through emotion, but you want to get through it intellectually. You don't want to do the ignorant thing to do. You want to move forward mentally through something. So sometimes, you know, I have a Mercury Aquarius. My mind works that same way. I accept a lot of bad things for myself. And you want to know something else I do, Aquarius? When things are bad for prolonged amounts of time, sometimes I fall into the trap of thinking this is my forever. This is how it's always going to be. I might as well accept it now. Well, be careful what you accept, Aquarius, because there's things like this coming in for you as well. You are understood. And I see a lot of you are wishing for emotional fulfillment. That's what this Ten of Cups is about. Emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness. Cups symbolize water. Water symbolizes emotion. Some of you, and here you are again with another person, with a family and a home. Okay, this is balance in emotion. This is balance in everything. It doesn't get much happier than that. And you have the Ace of Cups as well in your reading. So it doesn't get much more happier than that. So just know that you are understood in this happy moment. You are understood, you know, in this kind of bliss, this kind of rainbow happy. Everybody's happy. The kids are playing. You know, the home is good. This is like everybody's goal in life, to have a happy home, happy relationship, happy work environment. This card, there's just nothing wrong. I know it seems too good to be true, but that's, you know, Aquarius, you're understood. You know, the universe heard you. If you made some sort of wish that has to do with this, you are understood in that energy. And the universe heard you, wished for that. It knows that you really, really are in need of some sort of emotional contentment. Some of you need emotional fulfillment right now. And you needed it especially in the beginning of December. This is how December started off for you. Really needing this happiness. And here it looks like you're thinking a lot about this Ten of Cups. But you're without it and you're separated from it. And it doesn't feel very happy or good, you know. So, you know, you are understood in both of these cards. You're understood when you're unhappy. You're understood when you're alone. You're understood when you are happy. And you're understood. My dog just wandered in here. He's probably going to want to get on my lap, don't you? Why don't you go lay in your little bed? Because I'm reading a tarot reading right now. But yeah, the Spirit is saying that you're understood when it comes to your sadness. And you're also understood when it comes to your happiness, okay? You're understood. You know, there's always ups and downs in life. And that's what I'm hearing. And, you know, your Spirit is by your side regardless of those energies. Whether you're happy, whether you're sad, you know. And I do see moving on here that you are going to be working. It's like, I just feel that Aquarius is such... Remember that Nine of Wands card? You know, you were seen very wounded, but still ready to guard yourself and fight again for that last battle. So that's kind of what I'm feeling, is that even when you feel defeated, you know, you're still going to do what it takes to move on. And that's exactly what I do feel here. I mean, you guys are very, very wise people. You are the wise ones, you know. And, you know, they say that Pisces are the wise ones in the zodiac. But we wouldn't be that wise if Aquarius didn't hand that energy. You guys poured the water for Pisces to swim in, okay? So, you know, Pisces energy should be very grateful. Some Pisces may not like Aquarius, or they may, you know, and that's part of, you know, being like the subconscious. Some Aries don't like Pisces for that same reason, you know, because we can get inside an Aries head. So Aquarius can potentially get inside the head of a Pisces, and you know, that can create some type of friction. But for the most part, you guys are very wise individuals, and you're always just trying to be wise. You're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings or get inside anyone's head or manipulate. You're just trying to handle things. You guys do better when you're mentally stable. You guys are the fixed air sign, okay? So I'm seeing here that December 2017 really did, you know, you learned so many new things. You're learning so many new things from the South Node. As the South Node of the universe, you guys are very, very wise around this time, and you're being asked to share that wisdom. So in December, if you get some sort of opportunity to speak out, whether that's to an entire crowd or whether that's to someone near you, so one person, whether that's to an entire crowd or one person, it's still like, that's what I'm doing right now as a tarot reader, is I'm sharing my wisdom through these cards to get a message across. So whatever it is that's your niche in life, Aquarius, whether you know a bunch about computers or if you know a bunch about, you know, soccer or whatever it might be, just share your wisdom. I'm seeing that you guys are all wise in different areas, but, you know, I'm led to these books here. And it's almost as if she's gathered up the stories of her life. Those books there are 2017. And she's got two of them. She's got one book, and I think one of those books are symbolic for 2017, and the other book is the book she's going to write in 2018. So it's about the wisdom you have now and the wisdom you're going to have in the future, Aquarius. And you're going to be taking flight with both. But you're being asked to share that wisdom because you guys are so wise. So wise. You guys read a lot probably. So you could be reading from certain books this month, but I do see that as a metaphor. I do see that as metaphorical wisdom. Wisdom as aliens. As aliens, you guys are galactic lords that kind of reside in the universe above. And, you know, there's a lot of wisdom that comes from the outer limits of our universe. And I know due to certain embargoes and limitations, especially Saturn moving into certain, you know, moving into the subconscious of Aquarius, yeah, the aliens might be taking a little bit of a break. It actually looks like she's walking away, but the card says share your wisdom. So I don't know there. Some of you might be deciding to close a book or to open it up and share about it. And I would really love to gain some Aquarian insight. Hey, that's one of my favorite readers on YouTube, Aquarian Insight. And, you know, it's interesting that she chose that name for herself because Aquariuses have a lot of insight to offer. We have that card coming out with the Eight of Pentacles. So you are very wise, wise enough to work on yourself, wise enough to create your own value in the world. I did say the Eight of Pentacles, right? This is the Eight of Pentacles. And, you know, the number 8, the 8th house in the universe is Scorpio. So, you know, some of you may be even hiding, you know, the value in your work. You know, some of you may be hiding in a place of work. Like you might be off. You see how his house is way in the background there? So that symbolizes working far away from home. And what that's making me think of is that you may not be far away from home, but a lot of you may be very much on your own right now, either away from work or away from home. Some people might be wondering where Aquarius is. You know, you might be going ghost on a few people to work on yourself. And this is coming up in the beginning of the month. And it's coming up with share your wisdom. So some of you, these pentacles may be symbolic for the actual writing of these books. You know, this is just value. This is just something that's very real to you. And I'm seeing here, you know, the Eight of Pentacles is all about self-work because he's actually working on the pentacles, you know, the ones that he has hung up. The ones that he has hung up over here on the edge are the ones that he's already worked on. And he's got one on the ground next to him that he's going to work and add some detail to. So you guys could be working on your values, you know. Pisces is your second house. So, you know, when it comes to your values, you guys are very spiritual about the work you do and about the resources you have. You get very, very creative when it, you know, this is a guy who's very creative, whereas other people might stay broke. You know, they feel like when money's gone, it's just gone. But Aquarius is like, I'll be back. Tink, 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 tink. And, you know, you just start creating. So, and it's interesting that I say that because the next card is time to create. But let me just look here. You know, there's something here with a hammer and nail. Like you hit the nail right on the head. And I've never ever interpreted this card like that. But it's like you hit the nail right on the head there. So, you know, some of you are going to hit the nail right on the head with sharing this wisdom. And you might want to share the wisdom of working on yourself. Like someone might come to you in December and they might need advice. Like, you know, how did you get over that? You know, how did you get to where you are? And you just have to, you know, use this kind of energy to kind of explain it. You know, well, it took a lot of self-work. It took a lot of dedication and hard work. You know, it took a lot of that. I didn't get this, you know, so you're going to really be taking some books off the shelf this month, blowing off the dust, and you never know, Aquarius. There might be some, you know, this is a holiday. You know, people get together with their family, and I don't know why family likes to ask you what you're what you're doing in life, and, you know, but that might be an opportunity to share your wisdom, and it might be at work. Aquarius does work a lot. So some of you might be sharing your wisdom at work, or you might be sharing your wisdom about the work that you do. You might be working hard on your own wisdom or sharing wisdom about the value that you have towards your own wisdom. So there's a little bit there, but I really like what I said about creating, because that was perfect to move on to this kind of this is when the moon was full in your 5th house. And this is when Mercury went back retrograde. So this is interesting here to have the 7 of Swords with time to create. But I think I know what I hear Spirit saying. Now, it is time to create though, Aquarius. Especially now that Mercury went retrograde and, you know, now that things are, you know, you want to balance some of these more serious energies with creation. You know, you guys have a secret intelligence to you. You guys have a secret, you know, creative kind of ability here, especially in December I'm seeing. So this doesn't have to be art. It doesn't have to be something like that. It could just be anything that you've been really desiring. This is a relationship for some of you. Whatever it is that you would like to create this month, just know that you can. You have the ambition. You have the power. You actually have more than enough. This card is usually looked at as, you know, a sneaky, cheating, lying energy. But I'm seeing here that, and I'm going to hone in here in a minute just to see if there's any other, you know, ways to read this to you. It's interesting, and this card came out, you know, it wasn't an accident. This card came out, you know, pretty easily for time to create. Now, okay, I'm hearing a lot of different things, but I'm just going to go with my first initial thought, and then I'll give the other thoughts a chance to have a voice, because it could apply to different of you. So the 7 of Swords, sneaky, cheating, lying. This guy is stealing from a army base, but little does he know there are people watching him back there that are going to catch up with him. Everything that's done in the dark comes to the light. That's the actual meaning to the card, but you know, as a tarot reader, sometimes we have to channel things and we have to kind of get creative. Sometimes we have to get creative about a meaning. So what I'm seeing here is that you guys, you know, I see that you're being asked to kind of be this energy. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but you know, you are an air energy. You guys are the swords. So I'm seeing here that you need to gather up your mental stability. You need to gather up your swords, gather up your defenses. I see, you know, there's no mistake that this comes out after share your wisdom and after self-work, because I'm seeing you guys are working really hard on projects. You know, you're working really hard on ideas or just working really hard at the job that you're at. And it's time to gather up your thoughts about a certain project or gather up your ideas, you know, about a certain idea that you have. It's time to get creative. Now, all right, that's one way I'm seeing this. For others of you, it's time to get creative about an energy like this. Now, this could be very well someone negative in your life that is hindering your mental clarity. You know, they're stealing from your mind. And when someone steals from your mind, they're manipulating you into thinking certain thoughts when you really just want to stand on your own. So for some of you, it is time to create when it comes to a negative situation like that. Some of you, the way to handle this energy is going to be through a creative project of some sort, or through, you might have to get creative with the ways that you handle. Now, this is an air energy, so it's showing me that it's not going to be too unfamiliar for you to figure out. This is a mental energy. So you could just feel stolen from mentally. You could feel betrayed in a certain way or manipulated. This guy is very smug. So for some of you, I am hearing that you need to gather up your thoughts, or that you need to get creative about an energy like this. And for others of you, this could be a little bit different. So 1 second, Aquarius, I'm going to take a small break, and then I'm going to return to your reading. Alright, I'm back, guys. Sorry, had to take my dog out, but everything happens for a reason. Because I decided to look up a little bit more about the Seven of Swords card. That's where we left off, is talking about this Seven of Swords. So, yeah, it is typically a betraying energy. I have it right here. I'm going to take a look. It says betrayal, deception, getting away with something, and stealth. Now, if this was reversed, it would mean mental challenges and breaking free. So there's some type of betrayal here, or deception, or getting away. So I'm seeing this more as deception, guys. You know, remember I was talking about Aquarius and how they like mental clarity, and how, you know, it's not that they don't have emotion, it's just that they would rather be mentally clear on a certain idea or a certain situation. So this could have potentially be, you know, this could be Mercury retrograde, hindering, deceiving communication, and that was all to distract you and deceive you, betray you from your own Aquarian energy, your own creativeness. There was something there. So perhaps this was a wrinkle in time where you had to pause on a certain, now we're going to come back to this energy. I feel like it'll kind of wrap itself up. Oh crap, how am I going to know? How am I going to know when to end the Aquarius reading? Because now I have it at 1:34. We've been talking for a minute 36. I'm going to have to really go with my intuition here. I guess I can go for about 45 minutes. And then I think your reading will be, yeah, I'm pretty sure we had about another hour left. Maybe about a little less than an hour, because we talked for a little, whatever. I'll figure it out. I'm just venting to you guys, so never mind that. So, you know, we're going to come back to this energy, but I do see this as like a mental buildup, mental anxiety, some type of mental deception that happened beginning of December that kind of hindered your creation. So we'll come back to that, and I believe we'll get to know more about that soon. If you're going to be in here, you be quiet. Get in your bed and lay down. Good boy. So, middle of December, we have learn something new. So this is very interesting. This came up for Leo. So, you know, there are a few signs that are learning new things this month. I mean, you're very wise. You're being asked to learn things that are new and create. You're understood, you're sharing your wisdom, and you're learning something new with this wisdom, okay? This is coming up beneath you are understood, you know, so you are understood about what's going on, but, you know, it's interesting here that we have so much emotion. Like, I literally see this card as a bunch of emotion, and here we have you. I literally seen this as an Aquarius card. I talked about it. Check out the Leo video. When I talked about this, I said this is a very Aquarius energy because, you know, look how similar, and I didn't have the star card when I was talking to Leo, but in your reading I do. So look how similar these energies are. She's got one foot in the water, okay, and she's balanced, but really more so, it's just the feet. One foot's in the water, one's on the ground. I mean, one's on land. So I'm seeing this as very much your guys' energy, Aquarius. It's very awesome to be coming up. I know for sure it's meant to be because it was in the Leo reading. And, you know, this is trying something new. This is learning something new. So what do you do when you don't want to dive in completely into unfamiliar territory? Well, you just ease your way into it, right? And that's exactly what we see her doing here in this kind of water. So you guys could be coming back into an emotional state very cautiously, very intellectually and mentally. You might not want to jump all the way in, but you may even be, gosh dang it, all these interruptions with the Aquarius video. That's how I know that there's very, very powerful messages for you guys, because I'm telling you, this always happens with Aquarius. Not usually with me, because I have Mercury in Aquarius, but whatever. So yes, I am seeing here that you're being asked to try something new. So it could be something new that has to do with this emotional contentment. Maybe you guys had a certain, you know, view of what this emotional contentment meant to you. Maybe you thought that the person in this card for you was someone specific, but you know, you did have a lot of endings. You had, you know, this is an ending. So for some of you, this is an emotional new beginning or ending. And this could have happened first week of December because of that Gemini full moon, right? So you're being asked here, with every new beginning, you know, there's the word new right in this card. So try something new. Why not? You know, it's going to be a new year. It's going to be a new month, new zodiac season, new Saturn placement. You know, you want to be trying these new things, Aquarius, because soon is going to be your birthday. And, you know, you want to be in where you want to be in life when that time comes around. So I do see you guys, you know, easing your way back into emotion, back into your feelings, perhaps back into feelings with someone who you didn't think, you know, would be a part of your Ten of Cups. Someone who you didn't think would be a part of your emotional circle or life. But that's the funny thing about the Ten of Cups, is that it's emotional contentment and completions in a way that maybe we didn't know for sure. Not all of us understand what emotional contentment even means to us individually. So I'm seeing here that you're being led to try something new. And I'm really being led to how much of an Aquarius card this actually is, and how calm and patient she seems, you know. So you are understood, and if it's not being understood that's keeping you from trying something new, then the angels are really, really saying to you here that you are understood. And how cool that we have try something new coming out with the Fool card. So perhaps instead of just easing your way into something, you're being led to actually full force plunge off of a cliff for some type of new beginning. Because these are, I love that Spirit had these cards come out for you, because this is a new beginning. This is like new energy. This is easing your way into certain energy. This is jumping full force. So some of you need to make a decision whether this is something that you want to kind of ease your way into, or it's like here she's easing her way back into an emotional lifestyle. Maybe this is, you know, starting to be emotional again, but just in bits and pieces, like maybe explaining and communicating your feelings, but not all at once, just like an Aquarius. Or you can take those emotions, you see how they're kind of behind this card, right? And we have this kind of dog here in this picture, so there may be some type of purity involved or loyalty. And, you know, you're at the edge of this cliff, and this is the Zero card. This is the Zero card, so this is, anything could happen. The sky is the limit, you know, so try something new. Look what could happen. You could literally take a plunge off of a cliff and into something that's so beautiful. You know, this couldn't get any better than that, guys. I mean, this is just an amazing energy to start a new journey, to pack up all that you have. Maybe some of you try it a bit at a time, and then take the leap of faith. And this isn't Aries, just for some of you. Just for some of you, this is a new beginning. Like, for instance, I know an Aquarius who had a baby the middle of December, and her first son is an Aries, so you know, this, I'm not trying to call her child a dog, but this can symbolize newness. Trying something new, easing her way into motherhood, you know, so that's one Aquarius message. I might send her this video. And, you know, when the baby was born, and the baby is an Aries. That's why I was saying that. You know, they're both just kind of reaching the edge of a cliff here, and they're going to jump all together. You know, and this is just a really wonderful energy. So I don't know what exactly this means for all of you, but there's a new beginning, some sort of new beginning starting at the middle of December, which is where we are now. So, and it could be, you know, something that's coming back from the past, or some type of second go around, because we have the Judgment card with the Archangel Metatron. Now, Archangel Metatron is an angel specifically assigned to people on the beginning of spiritual journeys. That's what he means to me. That's what it says here in this little book that I have. Archangel Metatron is related to the sign of Virgo because it's all about balance. So he applies balance to new journeys of enlightenment. And I mean, it doesn't get much more enlightened than that. So some of you need to learn something new about something old. Does that make sense? Because that's exactly what I'm seeing here is in these cards, is learning something new, which starts a new beginning about something in your past. Do you see that there? So, and you know, wow, if you just throw the Aquarius card in there, it makes even more sense, because the Aquarius card is actually talking about the, like, you can look up online what this card means, and it talks a lot about, when it comes to the water she's pouring out, talks a lot about the past and a lot about the future. So I'm seeing here that there's the past and there's the future. The Judgment card talks all about second chances, about something that you thought ended, and we see this emotion here as well with the water. So that was just a message there that I kind of felt. Some of you could be learning, it's kind of a weird message. You could be learning something new, starting a journey with that newfound wisdom, and it could have something to do with the awakening of a second chance, and that might be why Archangel Metatron is here, to kind of balance out all that doesn't make sense. Virgo is very good with the details of things. So there is the Judgment card here with Archangel Metatron. And there's also an archangel in this picture. So it's like an archangel is validating an archangel. For some of you, this archangel at the top of this is Archangel Metatron. But the archangels are right here. So in the middle of your reading, it's like surrounded by archangels. So that's very important. These archangels are going to be playing the trumpet of truth for you come the middle of December, which is right now. And you see this trumpet here? He's playing this trumpet. And it's completely awakened the people here that are pretty much rising from their grave. You know, they thought life was over, but it's not. This angel is calling them to life and calling them to new beginnings, awakening them with the truth. And, you know, this could be symbolic. So in the middle of December, you could receive some sort of truth that is quite awakening. And it may have something to do with a second chance, and this could be a second chance at life for you. This could be a second chance with a certain person from the past. Mercury is still retrograde, but I believe this is a reckoning. I believe, you know, the Judgment card is ruled by Pluto, so this could be the certain death and rebirth of things from your past and future. And of course, someone who would want to come back into your life right after you've decided to try something new and move on. Of course, they'd want to come back then, right? Because that's exactly what I'm seeing, is that these archangels are going to be helping you with the understanding of what it is that should come back and what it is that, so what is it that needs to stay asleep? You know, like not everything that we want to be reawakened is, you know, sometimes things are awakened that we don't really particularly want, but you want to trust the judgment of these archangels in your life, Aquarius. Not gonna lie, this energy seems a little bit forbidden for me. So I'm explaining it the best that I can, but I believe that a lot of this is going to be left up to your own individual intuitions. But, you know, it seems very important come December, especially the middle of the month. This is your whole reading is about this kind of judgment, Archangel Metatron energy. Everything is surrounding that. So this is the center. This is the center of the month. This is the center of the last month of the year. You know, so you're going to be awakened. So there's an awakening. And that's probably what I'll call your reading is something about an awakening. A new awakening. There's like a new journey that happens after you're awakened, or because you're awakened, or maybe the journey starts before, and then when you take a leap. That's why you have to try something new, Aquarius, because I'm telling you, you need to trust it, because this has everything to do with your wisdom. This has everything to do with compassion and the reckoning and the reawakening, the enlightenment of some sort of journey of truth. Now this is interesting because we have a decision to make after that. Now for some of you, this really is a second chance with someone in the past. because we have apologized. Now, some of you could be apologizing to certain people. I feel for the majority of you, this is an apology coming in for you. But either way, you know, you want to, this card talks about reflecting on anything you might want to apologize for. If there was any harsh words, you know, this is coming up right beneath this Seven of Swords energy. That might be why the Seven of Swords came out, because either you or someone in your life did some sneaky cheating, lying, manipulation, betrayal. So you might get some apology come the middle of December, some sort of second chance with someone who has betrayed you, Aquarius. And, you know, this is from the past. This is judgment here. And this is Archangel Metatron. It could be a Virgo. For some of you, a Virgo may be coming back from the past. I see that for very few of you, though. And if not, Virgo represents, you know, it could be an earth sign, could be a water sign. I'm not seeing a specific zodiac sign, except for Aries and Aquarius. It could be you doing the apologizing, or a water sign. But honestly, it could be any sign. I'm seeing it as an air sign, a water sign, or a fire sign, but who knows, it could be an earth sign because it is Archangel Metatron. But the Judgment card is here. This is second chances. This is rebirth. This is, you thought something was dead, but it's being reawakened by some. So, okay, this card is really deep, but just to make it logical, like the 2017 version of the Judgment card is, okay, these people down here in their graves symbolize a relationship. And this archangel symbolizes a cell phone. And this is the truth coming through a text message or a Facebook message or some sort of thing that you didn't know. So this obviously reawakens feelings from the past. There's like some sort of second chance at a friendship or a relationship. Okay, so yeah, that's how I look at it in modern day. That's what the angels are telling me, that there's some type of awakening message that comes the middle of December. For some of you. And for others of you, this is just a straight up second chance from the past. This is still Mercury retrograde. Mercury doesn't go direct until about right here, when everything balances out. Alright? So Mercury retrograde, it can bring back exes and stuff. And for some of you, this is a fire sign that's apologizing to you, or either you're apologizing and you're just apologizing. Oops, sorry to shake you. You are apologizing in a passionate way. Some of you apologize after a self-reflection. Some of you are going to, this is a decision. Some of you are going to have to apologize. Remember, I do see you. I'm telling you, some of you really thought you liked someone. You know, you were thinking about them up here. I think you've thought about them a lot in December, honestly. And, you know, you really put a lot of emotion into this union. Perhaps there was children. Honestly, for the girl the Aquarius I was talking about earlier, she has 2 kids now, so this message really is for her as well. But for some of you, there were children involved in some sort of happy home, but you decided to work on yourself, or maybe some of you decided to go off on a journey. It looks like college for some of you, to share your wisdom. And I see, you know, and that might have been seen as kind of a betrayal, but at the same time creative. And you went off to learn something new, but then smack dab in the middle of the reading, you know, you're being called to judgment and some sort of awakening, second chances. I mean, they're getting a second chance at life, you know. This angel of truth is awakening them because they get a second chance to live and to do it over. So how nice is that? And after that kind of second chance from the heavens, there's some sort of apology but I believe these cards come first. I believe that you do some sort of self-reflection. You know, you see that this guy, he has the world in his hand. He's on the top of a building and he's in between 2 wands. So, you know, he's passionately thinking and going back and forth about, you know, different options that he has. You know, what will happen if he goes this way, or what will happen, and he's thinking about everything. He's thinking about his whole 2017. He's thinking about everything. What's the same, what's not, you know. Obviously, when things come back from the past, we are led to self-reflection. And you need to be alone while you do this so that you can think by yourself, for yourself. You know, you want to make this decision for yourself because your whole world is going to change based on this decision. So one of my favorite things about this card is that it very, very blatantly says You can either choose to do what you've always done. So in this case, you can choose to do what you've experienced all year, all December. You can choose the same old, because it makes you comfortable, because it's predictable. Or you can reach outside your limits a bit. And you can choose to do something new that's going to make you grow substantially. So some of you are going to choose that second option. You're going to choose the creative option, and it's going to look a lot like betrayal. You know, this might be why this is a sword card, because this might be Aquarius. I don't really know if this is, some of you, this is someone else in your life doing this to you, but for others of you, this is you walking away with all your air, walking away from a certain situation and gathering up everything that's yours. Like literally, I see you gathered up everything and you put it in this little bag. And you said, screw it, I'm on a new journey. You know, I got my dog, I've got this loyal friend. All I need is like one loyal friend in my purity, and I'm trying something new. So middle of December, you know, because of something that happened in the beginning of December, something betraying, either you or someone else decided to, you know, but I see it has to do with this decision between a fire sign or some sort of passionate decision that you make because of your world. And you might apologize, like, look, I'm sorry, but I really don't want to go back to that. You know, I've moved on. I'm very wise now. You know, I'm with someone else now, or I'm looking towards my future. You know, I just want to kind of, you know, learn new things. I don't want to go back to something in the past. And that might be why you weren't sharing you're not sharing your emotion. Remember all those cards where you weren't really in the water? A lot of these cards are showing you not in the water. So you really don't want to give in too much to your emotion right now, especially in a earth sign. You know, an earth, because the earth signs aren't very emotional, neither are air signs. But what is coming up for you is passion, and passion is very, very similar to emotion, as I was telling you with the King of Wands. I believe that came out in the beginning of your reading, and now we have the feminine half of that. So for some of you, there's a union here that you need to choose from. So in other words, there may be an apology that happens that actually puts you at a crossroads. We did have the Two of Swords at first, and I'm loving to see you guys looking, and you know, we went from the Two of Swords to the Two of Wands. So you guys look better now. You've grabbed the world by the reins, and you're thinking of yourself now, and you're thinking of what it is that you should do moving forward come the middle of December. And, you know, these two fire signs, and this came out in Capricorn's reading as well. So you might want to check that out if you have Capricorn energy, or if you resonate with a Capricorn. You know, you do want to add a spiritual element with this black cat here. You really want to make sure you're thinking spiritually about this decision. And I do believe it has to do with a Leo. Leo is coming up very strongly for you guys. Some of you have a decision to make about a Leo coming back from the past or something like that. There is some sort of apology, though. Apologize is coming up very strong. And we see in this card here that he's completely bowed down. Like, this person is very sorry for what they've done. And I believe, you know, I'm telling you, this is going to happen for a lot of us come 2018. You know, like, people were just straight up assholes. Everybody was, we have no idea what was causing it, because it was Saturn and Mercury retrograde and universal year 1. But it's like some people are going to snap out of whatever energy was using them, and they're gonna be like, wait a minute, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I broke up with this person, or that some of us did some really fucked up shit in 2017, and Saturn moving into Capricorn is really gonna repay. So a lot of people are gonna have, you know, I don't think any of us are shy of an apology. You know, I think I have some things to apologize for. Perhaps you do too, Aquarius. Perhaps other people. And so either we're giving apologies or getting them. And I'm seeing that, you know, it's real passionate here. And, you know, another thing here is that you can use the Queen of Wands energy, this loving, passionate, stable energy, to help you with it, because she's very good with wands. She holds one in her hand, a very important one. So we have you holding a wand here, and you also holding a wand here. You know, and we did have the Ace of Wands show up for you too. So, you know, you really do want to think about these new beginnings and these decisions here. You want to keep your future in mind. This guy's really thinking about his future. So you want to think about your birthday, and you want to think about your solar return. You want to think about your 2018. Like, do you really want to go this way? Or do you want to go this way? And then some people do go both ways. So, you know, you got to choose. And I think that apology is really going to open up some new opportunities for you. So speaking of the future, let's get into it so that maybe this part of the reading will actually help you with this point of your life. We have stay coming up. This is going to confuse some of you because I do see that you're trying new things. You're starting new with the Fool card. Some of you have really let go of some maybe of this. Okay, you work really well with swords, so it doesn't take an Aquarius long to know where someone stands mentally. You know, if you guys think someone's mentally unstable, you know, it doesn't take you long to move on. But this card comes up when the angels are asking you to stay in a certain situation. So it's going to be up to you guys to know what this means for you specifically, but you're being asked to stay a bit longer. This is when Capricorn has Saturn. Saturn's in Capricorn. It's in your 12th house now. Mercury's back direct. We're in Capricorn season here. This is ending the month. This is a little bit into the future. Some of you, instead of learning something new, instead of this new journey, you're going to choose to stay. So this card, this is very much about staying or leaving. Someone apologizes to you, and it's very much about making a decision to either stay or go. You know, this looks like more of a going energy. This looks like more of a staying energy. Some of you have a decision to make about the Queen of Wands, you know, but I think that black cat may help you. So yeah, some of you are being asked to stay in this. We have these two angels here. So some of you are, you know, but either way, we have this coming up with, we have this new journey here. And for some of you, this, you could do both. This is happening before this. So some of you already took this new journey, and it's that new journey in the Fool card that actually caused the judgment in this apology. And so some of you, if you don't do this, I don't think you have a choice. I think no matter what, the new energy is just coming in. But for some of you, you know, it's this energy that causes, it's like a domino effect. I see this as very, very much, you know, very much synchronicity. And it's in chronological order is what I'm trying to say, because I can see it. I can see why you would be having the world in your hand here, which is what you're exploring here. But what I was going to say is that you are understood with the Ten of Cups. Learn something new and then stay. So I think for some of you, you had to learn something new on a journey on your own. So some of you went on like a self-love journey. Some of you went on like a self-worth journey. Maybe you had to learn self-worth. Maybe you had to learn something. You had to become wise in order to get into this relationship. And you had a lot of decisions to make. You know, it's been a long year. We've all been through a lot. And if you're after this kind of energy, you know, there's a lot of work you have to do before you get there. These people didn't just wake up one day with this feeling. You know, it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of emotion, and they argued a lot at first. And, you know, but when there's self-work involved, you know, and when you take the time to start on a journey on your own, you know, you got to love yourself before you can love another person. And it's that reawakens this kind of area in your life of some sort of relationship, or perhaps you being reawakened. And then there's an apology right after that. That's not a coincidence. After you go off on your own, you know, there is some sort of argument here, some sort of betrayal that goes on, but you just, you know, it's time to create for you. It's time to create the learning opportunity for something new. But then you're called right back to judgment, and then you're called back to this kind of decision after an apology. But you're being asked to stay, and like I said, it's not, you're understood whether you go or whether you stay. And I feel like now that we've reached the end of this reading, you know, you're understood the whole time, and this was all in divine order. Remember, you're ending the month with divine timing and divine purpose. So this looks very beautiful, and it's almost as if this was all very meant to happen. And I think come the end of the month, you're going to realize, wow, why did I even freak out about that? Why was I so in my head about that situation? I wish I could have seen it in a wiser way. And that's why you're being asked to share your wisdom. That's why you actually worked on that wisdom. You had to go through a Mercury retrograde. You had to go through all of Sagittarius season. And now that it's Capricorn season, now that Saturn is in Capricorn, Aquarius is going to benefit profoundly. And so, okay, I think some of you tried something new and then came back to a situation, but you're going to come back. Your reading talks about coming back to something familiar in a different way. So I don't think this is a decision. I think some of you are going to take both of those wands. Like, that's why there's a masculine character holding the wand, and then there's this feminine side of you holding the wand too. So some of you are with partners, you have a wand and they have a wand, and you're going to apply it passionately. This apology is really going to add passion back into this relationship. So this, this talks about doing what's comfortable, doing what's always been done, or doing something new. Well, I think the way that you did it, Aquarius, you're actually so wise that you're going to take the new information that you gained when you were apart from a certain place or person, and I think you're going to come back to them and actually choose to stay. Like, I've never ever seen a reading like this where you go off on a journey, because there's a lot of leaving here and there's a lot of self-work going on, but then right in the middle there's this judgment, and then at the end of the month you're staying in a certain situation. You choose something. And I'm not seeing it as a choice, though, because that's why this is coming out with this card. Because there's the give and there's the take. This is a balanced energy. So some of you are going to tap into a newfound wisdom where you don't have to make a decision at all. It kind of just all comes together divinely, like it was meant to. So you got to go out on a self journey, and you got the girl and the guy. You got your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your relationship or whatever it is. It balances itself out. This is a Six of Pentacles. This, either you're the man standing in the middle or you're one of these men down here in need. But what I'm really seeing here is that you need to stay in a place of balance, which might mean not making a decision at all. Okay? So, very, very interesting there, Aquarius. Someone, you may be asked, or maybe you're being guided to stay in a situation where you can remain balanced and give to people in need, but not too much. You don't want to give too much of yourself. So you're being asked to stay in a place of balance. And I think you'll know what that means. Some of you are being, like, this is a completely different message, but some of you need to hear that you need to stay in a financial situation. If you change your job right now, after all, these are the only two Pentacle cards that you have. Okay, so this is about balancing the self-work that you learned. This was at the beginning of the month. Look how you're still in red. This is reds and there's blues. Well, you created these pentacles. Even though there's more here, there's 8 here, and then there's 6 here. Okay, so you want to balance. Both of those numbers are even. So either each person gets 4 coins, or each person gets 3 coins. Either way, both of the spectrums are balanced. But what I really see here is you want to balance. This is you creating all this value. This is right in the beginning. This is like December 2nd, right before the retrograde, all before that. Possibly someone stole from you, because right after that, the Seven of Swords, someone could have took money from you or not paying you back or something like that. Well, come the end of December, when Saturn is coming back, this is karma. You're going to be asked to stay. Maybe you're going to find yourself in a rather wealthy position, but you want to make sure that you're only giving, like, not too much or too little. That way that your scales are always balanced. So for some of you, there's a job that you might want to change something about your job, but you can't because you think it's going to throw you off too much financially. And you are asked to stay in that situation for now. Especially after all the hard work. You literally used almost all of your December to create financial balance for yourself. You're so wise because of that. So you really want to stay where you are financially. For those of you who isn't, it ain't about love, and it ain't, so the message for the rest of you who don't apply to what I talked about before, it's stay balanced financially. So whatever your finances are at the end of the month, just hold tight on that, because I'm not seeing many changes in the work area right now. Okay, we had Saturn in your 10th house of Capricorn for a really long time. No, I meant Sagittarius. We had Saturn in your, no, Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. Is in your 10th house is Scorpio. So we do have Mars there. So maybe that's why, you're being asked just to prevent and avoid some sort of aggressiveness. Maybe you're being asked to not take on more than what you can handle in December. Now, moving on here, we have compassion. Okay, so here we are we see you here. So these cards are very interesting to come up because we see two angels here. This card was first. Two angels, and it's like they were in an argument. One of them almost flew away, but the universe, sometimes when you ever been in a relationship, Aquarius, where you try to, it's awful. It's awful. You guys argue all the time. You disagree. You're very different, but when you try to leave, you can't. Now, when that happens, in most cases, it's the universe trying to tell us in subtle ways that there's more karma to be dealt here. So, some of you may have Cancer energy. Interesting that I would say that. If you do, then just know that Saturn is going to be in your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. So that might be why the angels are coming forward to bring a situation back. And then we had Mercury retrograde, bringing situations back. Okay, but you want to stay in a place of balance, even when it comes to the things that are coming back. Remember, this came up with stay, and Archangel Metatron is all about balance and moderation. So there we go. But nonetheless, I do see that someone almost took off, but something kept them in compassionate, and they stayed, and look what happened. Now these angels are like older, and this could be because you guys are more wise, and now you're kind of, it's just a better energy. This looks like an argument. This looks like you guys aren't really on the same page. Your backs are turned. But this looks like some sort of dance, some sort of slow dance. This is like the dance between divine masculine and feminine. And, this is very compassionate. You guys are making up here for some of you. And for some of you, it is very much a water sign or some sort of emotion, because this is coming out with the Queen of Cups. So if it's not a water sign, it's someone who's very, very kind and very, very nurturing and very, very emotionally supportive and healing. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Or someone who's very healing, very emotional, very emotionally grounded, very emotionally intelligent. This is not someone whose feelings are all over the place, someone who plays mental games. No, this is someone who has worked on their self emotionally. And they know where they stand emotionally, so they're not going to play emotional games with you. They know their part in the relationship. And look at this person's wings are all blue. So they are very emotional. And they're willing to compassionately, this is that Two of Cups. Yes. That's why the Two of Cups came out for you guys. Because there's a compassionate union of emotion. And don't think it has to be with a water sign. It doesn't have to be. This is just emotion. This is a very emotional union. You'll feel it. You'll know when you feel it. For some of you, this is definitely a water sign. For others of you, this is just a very emotionally intelligent person. And this is, for some of you, this is just you expressing your emotions to your partner, whether it be a Scorpio, a Sagittarius, I don't care who you're with. I'm seeing at the end of December that you are very much, you got some compassion. I don't see that you're alone. You were alone in the beginning. Now, at the end, it's like you waited and it paid off. So there's some compassionate emotion here. Now, this is how we're going to end December. So we had divine timing and divine purpose come up. Let's take this one at a time. Now, your card is validating divine timing. Now, this is very straight to the point, Aquarius. You need to keep faith in divine timing when you hear this message. I know you're not going to be, so I don't know when you guys are going to listen to this, but whenever you do, you need to keep in mind, I know you're very focused on time right now. This angel is holding this hourglass in her hand. Even this is about time, the future, the past, the future, the past, the future, the past. Your reading has a lot to do with the future and the past. It has a lot to do with you trying to heal your future and your past. Could be why some of you are apologizing. But you need to keep faith in a certain wish in divine timing. Keep the faith in divine timing. Keep faith in yourself. Keep faith in your higher self, in your ancestors, in your spirit guides. Everything's happening in divine timing. Remember how these messages came out? Like, I felt it. Divine timing, divine purpose. Both of them are coming up. Both of them are in the universe. This is the universe. Okay? In your past, your present, your future, it's all going to wrap together. Come January, we're going to be standing differently. You're going to be very much aware of what's going on. This is your card. This is your energy. So your hard work, your emotions, it was all for a reason. It was all for divine timing. And this is also speaking directly to you, Aquarius, that Aquarius is experiencing divine timing right now. So just hold on. Just try to handle everything. Just what if we thought of life as an adventure, and that nothing was too serious? It's just that it's an adventure that we get the blessing to go on. I think we'd be a lot more accepting of divine timing with that kind of attitude. I know you're very focused on your future and your past, but even those things have a lot to do with divine timing. Maybe there's a certain wish that you had about divine timing. Like, I really hope this comes into my life, but I hope it comes into my life at the right time. Well, the universe heard you, and just know that whenever certain wishes also that you have are going to come true in divine timing. This is coming up at the end of the month. So some of you made a wish in the beginning of the month, and maybe it took 3 years. Maybe it took all December. Maybe it took all of 2017. But just know that certain wishes are going to be fulfilled when, not before, not after, right on time. Right on time. You just have to be patient. Okay? Some of you are going to be apologizing because of your divine timing. Like, look, it just wasn't time for me. You know, I just didn't know what I knew now. Something like that. But we're ending the month with divine timing and divine purpose. And we're ending the month with the pouring of waters. These cards have come out a lot this month. And they usually come out like this. So I'm seeing it as Aquarius is like pouring the water here. I love that your card came out for this reading. You guys need to follow your North Star. For some of you, that literally means follow a Leo. Because the North Star right now is Leo. And the South Node is Aquarius. So some of you just need to follow your heart. If it's not a Leo, Leo rules the heart. So that's what the North Node is teaching all of us, to follow our heart. And when you follow your heart, you follow divine timing, because they're both linked. And of course, we have divine purpose, which goes hand in hand with divine timing. So we see these angels here. She's waiting. This Aquarius angel is waiting and just being patient, taking care of her past. She knows that there's a time for the future. She knows that there's a time for the past. She's using her multitasking skills to nourish both of them. And divine timing divine purpose is when you surrender to that energy because of your intuition. And you want to know something else? This came up for Aries. So for some of you, you really are dealing with an Aries, because we have the Aries card here. But Aries got these two cards as well, because I'm noticing the rainbow that I remember. So you want to know that divine purpose, it may be your divine, there's a sign here about this rainbow. Okay, and here, you had a certain fixated idea about how maybe you guys were imagining the perfect white picket fence house. But then you realize at the end of the month, this is something you've been imagining for a really long time. You were stuck in your head about this, Aquarius. Like, why isn't this the 10 of Cups? It's not perfect. Well, you're going to finally come into a place of acceptance, and that's why she's kneeling and praying and bowing, because she's surrendering. She's surrendering to the harmony of the universe. She's surrendering to this kind of, and this has a lot to do with your chakras as well, because the chakras are up here in the stars. When I see the star card, I know that each of these stars symbolize a chakra. And you want to know something else really cool? So does this. You see each stream of water symbolizes a chakra. So some of you need to get realigned with your chakras, because that's going to realign you with your hopes, goals, and wishes, which is all Capricorn season. So you really want to surrender to this idea of the 10 of Cups, and know that if you see a rainbow this month, it really is Spirit reaching out to you guys, letting you know that everything's in divine order, everything's in divine timing. It's not going to come too early, it's not going to come too late, it's going to come right on time. You have to trust in this. And this is new love. This is keeping the faith in divine timing, and keep in mind your divine purpose. You know, this is just very interesting for these cards to come out, because it is a gift from the universe. For some of you, you're finally ready to come out about certain emotions that you felt. Maybe it's about your divine purpose. Maybe it's about your divine timing. Maybe it wasn't time to come out about, because this card talks about someone who was emotionally blocked for a long time, who finally clears their chakras and gains purity. And then the streams just flow. This is cup over filleth, you know. I mean, look at this river. It's like cry me a river, but in a good way. You know, I'm a water sign, so I don't make fun of tears. But this is tears cried. This is, but meaningful tears of gold, like. But this is also the new love card. So, you know, divine timing, divine purpose, they both came out together. These cards came out together. So it's almost as if, you know, there's some sort of faith that you need to keep in divine timing. Like this love, everything you want, Aquarius, this happy rainbow love, it's coming. You have to know, like, look at you. Don't be a hypocrite. You know, this is you. This is like such an Aquarius energy. It's like divine timing, water. Divine purpose, water. You know, it's going hand in hand here. I'm seeing this is so beautiful. Like, come on now, Aquarius. You know, this is also healing. So for some of you who aren't sure at the end of the month where to go or what to choose, we do have this underneath. This kind of, I think maybe some of you are choosing between an old lover and a new lover, an old life and a new life. Either way, you have so much. This is healing. This is healing. Okay? And we have a healing energy. That's how you're going to end the month there. We start the month with that 10 of cups. You start the month with a rainbow. Okay? And you end the month with a rainbow. And, you know, one thing I'm going to say here to you is that you can't get a rainbow without a little bit of rain. Isn't that beautiful? You can't get a rainbow without a little bit of rain. That's why this rainbow has water in it as well. So it's like there's harmony within the emotions come the end of 2017 for you, Aquarius. And I honestly hope that you guys are standing in a more integrity, emotional integrity. But you start the month with a rainbow, you end the month with a rainbow. There's lots of emotion here, and the emotion that I see is very stable though, because we have the Queen of Cups, and that's the only cup card that you have in your reading. You have swords, you have pentacle. No, you have the Queen of Cups and the 10 of Cups. So you can apply the Queen of Cups, there's nobody that's more emotionally intelligent than her. She has her emotions under control, and you want to relate that to the 10 of Cups. We also have two queens here. You have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So there's passionate emotion here. Perhaps that's a decision you have to make, is between two queens. Either you want to be the Queen of Wands or you want to be the Queen of Cups. The queen of your passion or the queen of your emotion. Or you could just do both, Aquarius. And we have the Chariot. We have dreams. Now this is reminding me of the Cancer full moon that's coming up next month. Because there's going to be a Cancer full moon, I believe, on the 13th, I believe. But I'll be talking to you guys pretty soon, early January. Now that I have Wi-Fi, I can talk to you whenever I want instead of waiting to reach a McDonald's. But you want to pay attention to your dreams, whether they're light or dark. So you want to relate, you know, you guys have a certain dream. Your dreams are understood. Your wisdom is understood. So, you know, you want to share your wisdom that you get in dreams, okay? Some of you are having really prophetic dreams. You want to write them down. You want to share them. Because your dreams are actually going to create a better understanding between you. This is the bridge between your mind and your emotion, dreams. And take that from a Pisces. Like, that is some Pisces wisdom for you. So your dreams can actually help you create. You can learn something new from your dreams. You may be visited by an archangel in your dreams. Some of you may dream about some sort of apology. You know, you guys could even be daydreaming, like, oh, I wish that I could just mend ways with that person. You do want to stay in a place of, like, subconscious, dreamy energy. You might have some compassionate dreams. And, you know, your dreams may reveal to you something about your divine purpose and your divine timing. And your dreams, I'm seeing, are actually a physical outlet. And we also have patience. And that's something that is really, you know, this card didn't come up for your reading, but it's coming up now, and you know, I definitely know that Aquarius needs to have patience. I'm like I feel impatient because as a tarot reader, I have it all right out here in front of me, and it's like I know when you're right here in the reading, or when you reach right here, or when you reach right here, you really want to keep in mind this divine, you know, it's all here. So make sure you listen to the details of this reading. What I was going to say though is some of you need, you know, your dreams are going to become a physical outlet for your emotion, because I do see emotional avoidance here for some of you, and that came out a lot for a lot of you hidden Aquariuses. So, you know, for some of you, your dreams are going to become a physical outlet for your mental stability. So that's how dreams is kind of the underlying energy. Now, the Chariot, victory. You're going to have victory. You're going to be understood. You're going to have victory in your emotions, victory in your wisdom, creative victory. And this is very fast movement as well. You're going to be trying something new in a victorious way quickly. Something might come back from the past very quickly. Maybe a Cancer, maybe a water sign, maybe some sort of quick person. An apology could be coming in very quickly from a Cancer or a water sign or any person. This is also the moon coming up very quickly. Cancer is ruled by the moon. And you also want to keep in mind that this is the light and the dark as well. So you want to stay in a place. The Cancer is the cardinal emotional sign. So these two energies are pretty awesome as well. You know, and you want to stay in a place of compassion, emotional compassion. And, you know, this victory is going to happen because it's your divine purpose. And this victory is going to happen because, Aquarius, it's going to happen maybe quickly, but still in divine timing. Okay? And that's just the end of your reading there, how you're going to end this month. So, I don't want to keep you too long, Aquarius. You've got plenty to do, obviously. So, that was your reading for December. And there's a lot of energies there. I do hope that that was relatable and helpful to some of you. If you have any questions at all for me, you can email me. I'll have all my information in the description box below. I am going to be starting personal readings soon, so that's exciting. Look out for that in 2018. Like I said though, any feedback, you know, I don't mind. I love your subscribes. I love your likes. I love it all. I love it. But what I really look forward to is your comments. And I reply to every single comment. You know, I'm at the point where I don't have too many followers. So, you know, and even when I do, I'm someone who likes to comment back because I'm not a celebrity. I'm not too good for anybody. I love communicating with you guys. So if you could let me know if this reading related to you and if it was helpful at all, if you have any positive criticism or anything like that, please let me know any of your thoughts, and I would be so happy to communicate with you guys. So, without further ado, and with that being said, have a great December, you guys. This is a good time to wrap things up. This is a good time to start things new and end things, begin things. You know, there's a whole new year that we haven't experienced yet in this realm. So, it's time to move forward. We have Saturn in Capricorn. We have the Sun moving into Capricorn. Your birthday's getting closer and closer, guys. It's time to get things lined up. Okay? So, I will talk to you next month. All right, see you then.